Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to or welcome back to Mana Chamber. We are doing a ranking video today for Wilds of Eldraine Commander. Only the commanders from Wilds of Eldraine Commander, the commander deck set in the Wilds of Eldraine era. There's not very many commanders, there's only 12 of them. We're getting super close to 100 subscribers. I'm very excited if you want to help out. Let's get started. Alayla, Cunning Conqueror. For a black, a blue, and 2, Fairy Warlock, 2/4. Flying, whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, create a 1/1 black fairy rogue creature token with flying. Whenever one or more fairies you control deal combat damage to a player, goad target creature that player controls. That just sounds like tons of fun. Sounds like it's like probably my favorite fairy of all the fairies of the Wilds of Eldraine era here to come out. We'll go ahead and put it in the A tier. Super cool stuff. It's Bernard, Ginger Sculptor. For a blue, a white, a green, and 1 human artificer, 3/3. He has each creature you control that's a food or golem gets +2/+2 and trample. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may exile it. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a 1/1 food golem artifact creature in addition to its other types. And it has pay 2, tap it, sack this creature, or artifact. You gain 3 life. Super versatile, super cool. Your dead things even turn into basically 3/3s. And they gain trample plus whatever their abilities are. I don't know, this is just so nasty. Bernard is an absolute madman. Going in the A tier. Dana the Capuchin, Paragon, a white and 2, human knight 2/2 with first strike, vigilance, lifelink, aura, and equipment spells you cast cost 1 colorless less to cast. She's pretty chill. Pretty sure she's like a reprint, right? Nothing wrong with her. She can go in the C tier. It's Elevere of the Wild Court, a white, a green, and 2 human knight, 4/4. Whenever they enter the battlefield or tap, create a virtuous roll token attached to another target creature you control. Whenever an enchanted creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So, putting roll tokens on, I'm not 100% sure what a virtuous roll does right now off the top of my head, and I'm not going to look it up. So we're going to put in C for mystery over here. Gilwain, Casting Director, a white, a green, and 1 human bard, 2/3. Whenever him or another non-token creature enters the battlefield under my control, I choose one of these. Create a royal roll token attached to that creature. Cool. Create a sorcerer roll token attached to that creature. Oh, create a monster roll token attached to that creature. So you're making rolls. Dealing in auras. We'll put a B. I think this sounds really fun. I know monsters trample. Sorcerer, I believe, is like Ward 1, maybe? Royal, not 100%. First strike, I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Corvold, Gleeful Glutton, a green, a red, a black, and 5. Dragon Noble, 4/4. The spell costs 1 colorless less to cast for each card type among permanents you've sacrificed this turn. Flying Trample Haste. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, put X +1/+1 counters on him and draw X cards, where X is the number of permanent types among cards in your graveyard. He's kind of like a big game ender. He's kind of weird and wonky. Drawing cards, Flying Trample Haste. I mean, it's really good. There's nothing wrong. He can be cost reduced, so we'll just throw him in C. He might be a reprint too. I don't know. Nimrus, Una's Trickster, a black, a blue, and 3. Fairy Knight, 1/6. With flash and flying. Whenever you cast your first spell, during each opponent's turn, look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of those cards in your hand and the other in your graveyard. I mean, she's pretty chill. There's really nothing too special about her. 1/6 is good. I think I'm just going to put her in the D tier. Una, Queen of the Fae. Or Demir, or 3, or what is it? Black, blue, black, blue, black, blue. And 3, black or blue. I don't know. Whatever those mana symbols are called. Fairy Wizard 5/5 with flying. You can pay a black or blue, Dimir, whatever, an X, choose a color. Target opponent exiles the top X cards of their library. For each card of the chosen color exiled this way, create a 1/1 blue and black fairy rogue. Creature token with flying. Kind of expensive. 6-drop. Costs a lot to do that. I mean, I guess you're getting a lot of fairies, but I'll put her in the D tier too. Rankle, Master of Pranks. 2 black and 2 fairy rogue. 3/3 with flying and haste. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, choose any number of these things. Each player discards a card. Each player loses 1 life and draws a card. Each player sacrifices a creature. In fairies, that's pretty fun. Pretty sure Rankle's a reprint too. So anyway, I think Rankle just kind of strange because each player has to do all of these things. I'm just going to go ahead and put in the C tier, I think. Shalai, Voice of Plenty, a white and 3 angel, 3/4 with flying. You, planeswalkers you control, and other creatures you control have hexproof. For 2 green and 4, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Just the 4-drop hexproofing everything is amazing to me, so B. It's protective. Fiona, Captain of the Pylese. For a white, a green, and 1, human soldier 2/2. When she enters the battlefield, look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal an aura card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Whenever an aura you control becomes attached to a creature you control, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. She's okay. Probably the worst one I've read so far. I mean, I guess if you're creating a bunch of rolls, it's not that bad, but here's an F tier for me. Is the last one. Tegwil, Duke of Splendor. For a black, a blue, and 1. Fairy Noble, 2/3, with flying and death touch. Other fairies you control get +1/+1, and whenever another fairy you control dies, you draw a card, and you lose 1 life. I mean, she's pretty fun. I don't think she's as cool as the other fairy, though. Fairies you die, flying death touch. Trying to lose some guys. I think for here, we'll just put her in the B tier. I think is where we're at. She's alright. So that's it. That's my list. Those are my opinions for the Wilds of Eldraine commanders that you could potentially build decks around. Let's go ahead and figure out who I think is the worst of all of them. It's pretty easy. It's Siona here going in as the worst. Sorry to say, you're just not as good as the rest of these. I think you might be a reprint as well. Still don't quote me on that. Alright, as far as the best goes, it's kind of tough. These two are both really cool. I like the fairies, but I think this guy making basically base 3/3s off deaths of other non-token creatures you have. Absolute madman. Bernard. Crazy champ. You're doing it, man. So those are it. Do you agree with me? Is this the best guy from the commander set? Is this the worst commander set? Is there a reason why some of these should be worser or better? What about the rest of the list? Let me know your opinions in the comments down below. I appreciate your time today, and I hope you have a good one. Bye.